They had the money. They had the power. They had the eyes on you before you even knew you were being watched. Every move you made was anticipated. Every word you whispered was analyzed. The world likes to believe it can cage those who step outside the lines. They think that with wealth, influence, and constant scrutiny, they hold the final say, but that's the illusion. The cage exists only if you accept it. And right now, right here, you're standing at the threshold of shattering that illusion. They laughed behind polished doors, thinking the game was theirs. They calculated risks. They strategized. They hunted. And you were the one in their crosshairs, underestimated, overlooked, too small, too weak, too ordinary. How easily they misjudge the quiet ones. How simple it is for them to forget that a single decisive move can change the rules forever. They didn't see it coming, not because they were clever, not because they were untouchable, but because they believed in limits. Limits that exist only in the minds of those who never dared to step beyond them. Look around. Look at the stakes, the money, the power, the relentless watchers. They think they own the field. They think they've stacked the deck. And yet, here you are, standing with nothing but a plan, a spark, a single move that will crack the foundation beneath their feet. No. They never anticipated the audacity of one who refuses to be boxed in. One who sees a weakness not as a problem, but as an opportunity. One who understands that the real power doesn't lie in what they control, but in what they fail to notice. Every step they took was predictable. Every angle they assumed was safe. And that, my friend, is where you strike. They built walls. They called them fortresses. They monitored every exit. They counted on their shadows to keep you cornered. And yet, here you stand. Outside the rules, outside the expectations, laughing silently at the irony. Because the moment they blink, the moment they assume control, is the very moment it all slips away from them. And all it takes is one move. So sit with that thought. Taste it. Feel the tension coil in your chest. They have the money. They have the power. They have the stalkers. But you have the unseen. You have the unpredictable. You have the edge they didn't anticipate. And tonight, right now, the game changes. And when it does, there will be no rewind. No do-overs. Just the quiet, electric thrill of a move they never saw coming. Here's the truth. They never told you. Power isn't in the gold. Influence isn't in the titles. The real edge, the real weapon, is knowing the battlefield better than anyone else. It's the quiet ones, the invisible ones, who write history in a single audacious act. Every step you've taken until now has been preparation. Every glance, every hesitation, every tiny observation they didn't notice. And that's your advantage. That's where you live. That's where you strike. They mapped the terrain. They counted the hours. They assigned watchers. And in their arrogance, they assumed the game was theirs to lose. No. The game doesn't belong to those who hoard power. It belongs to those who see the invisible lines, the cracks, the blind spots. They assumed the obvious. And you've been living in the shadows of the obvious. While they played checkers, you've been mastering chess. While they slept on certainty, you sharpened unpredictability, timing, precision. The courage to act when the moment trembles between fear and opportunity. That's the weapon. That's the move. One wrong hesitation, and it's over. One impulsive rush, and it's wasted. But when patience meets audacity, when observation meets intuition, when silence meets action, that is when the world tilts in your favor. They didn't see it coming because they thought in patterns. They thought in comfort zones. And you think in motion. You think in freedom. You think in the gaps they left wide open. And here's the delicious part. You don't need armies. You don't need witnesses. You don't need their approval. The power of the unseen move is that it exists outside their expectations. It lives in the moment where logic fails them, where control slips through their fingers. Imagine the panic. Imagine the disbelief. They've built empires on assumptions. And you crumble it all with one spark, one move. One decision that refuses to fit their story. So lean in. Feel it. That tension in your chest, that thrill, that's life whispering that the moment has arrived. They had the money. They had the power. They had the watchers. But all of that is noise. All of that is smoke. You have clarity. You have vision. You have courage, and above all, you have the move they never saw coming. The world waits, breathless, unaware, while you step forward. And when you do, the rules change, permanently. The moment arrives. It's quiet at first, almost invisible. No fanfare, no warning, and that is the genius of it. The power of the unseen move is that it exists in the space between expectation and reality. One heartbeat, one choice, one decision to step into the chaos they never imagined. They were waiting for noise, for grand gestures, for errors they could exploit. And you move like a shadow, silent, precise, deadly. Beautiful. They scramble. Confusion floods their ranks. The trackers, the analysts, the watchers, they all blink at the same instant. And that blink, that's the opening, the crack in the armor. No, no, no. They thought control was theirs. They thought the narrative was fixed. They thought they had you cornered. But the truth? The truth is that the corner only exists if you let it. And you rewrite the shape of the battlefield with a single unstoppable move. Unstoppable only to them. To you it's simply inevitable. Feel it. The shift in power. The thrill in the chaos. The disbelief radiating from those who underestimated you. This is what it looks like when preparation meets audacity, when patience meets timing, when silence meets action. The empire they built on fear, on observation, on predictability, crumbles before a single stroke of brilliance. And the best part? They'll never fully understand how it happened. They'll never see the pattern. They'll never anticipate the next move. And you just smile quietly, in the dark, knowing the game has changed forever. The world is never the same after you step forward like this. The watchers, the power, the money, they are powerless against creativity, courage, and the one move no one saw coming. They built walls thinking they were safe. They built shadows thinking they were hidden. And now it's all laid bare. Every assumption exposed. Every expectation broken. every moment of doubt, replaced with a clarity that only comes when you realize that fear is nothing compared to the thrill of the move they never anticipated. And here's the truth they can never take from you. The moment you acted, the moment you dared, the moment you became the unpredictable force, they lost the game. Not because you fought harder, not because you had more, but because you understood what they never would. That real power, the kind that changes everything, lives in the mind that refuses to play by their rules. And as the dust settles, as the watchers reel, as the empire shakes, you stand there silent, victorious, and entirely untouchable by expectation. Look at them, stunned, disoriented. They thought they controlled the game. They thought they owned every move, every shadow, every whisper. And now they see the truth. The truth is, the power never lived in the money. It never lived in the surveillance, in the towers of influence, in the armies of watchers. The power always lived in the mind that refused to be predictable, that refused to be confined, that refused to bow to expectation. And that's where you live. You've felt it. That spark, that pulse, that quiet knowing that one move, one thought, one action can tilt everything. It isn't about force. It isn't about attention. It's about clarity, about seeing what others refuse to see, about daring to act when everyone else hesitates. The world trembles only for those who dare to step off the map. And you just drew your own map. Every moment of doubt, every second of hesitation. They all fade when you realize that the battlefield is yours, the moment you refuse to play by their rules. No. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for their missteps. The move, the life-changing, ground-shaking move, exists inside you right now. Waiting, patient, quiet, perfect. And when you strike, the world will never be the same again. So remember this. They had the money, they had the power, they had the watchers. And you had the one move they never saw coming. The move that rewrote the rules, the move that exposed weakness, the move that transformed doubt into dominance. They'll rebuild. They'll recover. But one thing they will never regain is the advantage of underestimating you. Never. And that is yours forever. The choice is yours. The move is yours. The moment is now. Step forward. Strike. Change everything. And when the dust settles, when the watchers scatter, when the powerful pause in disbelief, smile quietly. Because you've done the impossible. You've become the unpredictable force they never saw coming. Now, take a breath. Feel it. The world holds its breath with you. The game has shifted. The pieces have fallen. And the watchers, they're still reeling. But here's the secret. They'll never understand. It's never been about them. It's about you. About the fire that burns quietly in the spaces no one thinks to look. About the mind that sees the gaps, the cracks, the hidden doors. The move is yours. And it is deadly, precise, perfect. Imagine it. One decision, one action, one undeniable strike, and the world bends. They scramble, they panic, they try to rewrite reality, but it's already too late. You've stepped outside their calculations. You've rewritten the rules, and the beauty of it, you didn't need their permission. You didn't need their tools. You didn't even need their awareness. You needed only what they overlooked: courage, clarity, and the audacity to act when they hesitated. This is your message, your moment. No, no, no. Don't let it fade. Don't let fear whisper in the corners. Every chain they thought bound you is now a step in your victory dance. Every watcher, every powerful figure, every calculation they misjudged. And the misjudgment? That's your arena. That's your stage. That's where legends are born. And you've already taken the first step toward immortality in the story. No one else saw coming. So strike. Not recklessly, not with noise. Strike with precision, with intelligence, with vision. Strike like the shadow that walks between expectation and reality. Because in that strike, the truth becomes undeniable. They had the money, they had the power, they had the watchers, but you had the one move, the single unstoppable, unimaginable move they never saw coming. And now, the game is yours. Remember this. Keep it close. Let it live in you. Because the next time the world builds walls, the next time the watchers think they've cornered you, the next time they think the game is theirs, you'll already have the answer. The move, the edge, the victory. The world changes for those who dare. And you dared. This is it. The aftermath. The echoes of your actions still ripple through the world. They scramble, they panic, they search for explanations, but explanations are for the predictable. You are the unpredictable force, the one they could not calculate, the one they could not corner, and now the move lives forever. Not in their minds, not in their spreadsheets, not in their schemes, but in the undeniable fact that one mind, one spark, one fearless move can rewrite the rules entirely. Look closer. Feel it. Every second you hesitated before, every doubt you silenced, every calculated risk you took, they all led here. No, no, no. Don't discount the power of preparation hidden in patience. The world bows to those who combine observation with audacity. You didn't just act. You transcended expectation. You became the storm they could never forecast. And storms leave marks that last. And here's the lesson they will never understand. Influence, money, power, they are temporary. They can be regained. But insight, strategy, and courage, the art of the unseen move, they are eternal. You've carved your name in the invisible ledger of history, the one written by those who dared, those who struck when no one watched, those who knew that the moment of true power lies not in possession, but in the execution of what others cannot imagine. Now step back. Observe. The watchers are quiet. The powerful are shaken. And you are free. Free not because